Hello, everybody. This is Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. I'm so glad to be back with you, but I knew that I was not going to let this month go out without celebrating Dorcas and her accomplishments because May the 26th, 2019 will be 4 years that I have been on a weight loss journey, and not only that, a journey to change my mind and my behavior, because I believe that weight is more than food. That's one of our slogans that we have on our website. But I tell you, when I was just thinking today, I said, I'll wait till tomorrow to make the tape. And I was just thinking about all the good things that have happened to me within the 4 years of my transformation. And I just want to share some with you. I'm excited. Every year that I reach the 26th of any year, I've been saying, hey, it's my anniversary. And they're like, Dorcas, you're not married. But it's my anniversary for continuing to do the right thing as far as eat right, exercise, and to look at my behavior patterns and the things that I feel like or I see that I need to change. I try to change them. Now, I'm not perfect, but I'm good. I'm doing good. And I just have good things that have happened to me. So I just want to share with you a little bit about some things that I wrote down. And, I don't talk from notes. Even when I speak in public, I don't speak from notes. I just speak from my heart. But one of the things that's on the transformation for my 4 years is I see love differently. I see love differently. And I have to start with that love with God, because I see God differently. And what does that mean, Dorcas? You see God differently. What that means is a lot of times through my life, I always felt like that I needed to give out and not receive anything back. And don't get me wrong, I have given out and I have received back. People have poured back into my life. But there's more people that have been taking out from me than I have been getting back into me. And so what has happened, the reason why I see God differently is because God have really showed me, Dorcas, I'm not requiring all this stuff that people are putting on you. You're doing this out of a false humility, and you're doing this because you think that you're going to get somebody to love you more because you do more. Love more, get more, it doesn't work. We have to first love ourselves. And so what God was showing me is that I'm not needing all this stuff that you're doing. You're in the shape that you're in now. Before I started writing my book in 2019, I really started evaluating the people around me. And a lot of people that were around me were just takers. They would constantly call me when they needed something. And yet I needed something myself. And what I mean by that is that if you're constantly taking from somebody's going to be depleted. And so my emotions were depleted because I was always counseling, always having to do this, always doing that, and trying to think that you're going to love me more. And what I found out is that people don't love you more. They will take from you until you have no more to give, and they will go to the next person. Is that their fault? Absolutely not. It was just a behavior pattern that I have adopted or had adopted, that I was so desperate for love that I felt like if I give you something, you're going to love me. That's not love at all. So God's love is totally different. He's not demanding or requiring anything of us but just to present our bodies, just to love him, and he will take care of us. He don't abuse us. He doesn't um, take from us and drain us until our emotions were stripped and we don't know which way to go. And a lot of times this is what happens with depression and just the things that people go through, or the things that I went through, because I felt so depleted. I felt like I have nothing else in me. Now, there is a difference too. Sometimes people will pour back in your life and they're pouring the wrong thing. And what I mean by that is everybody has a different love language. Um, your love language may be flowers. If you buy me some flowers, you make me feel wonderful. Somebody else's love language may be talking to me on the phone. If I'm talking to you on the phone, that means I love you. Somebody else's love language might be they love animals. When they really love their animals. So what I'm trying to say is there's differences between love languages. Now, I said a couple of months ago, I said I love butterflies, and so I got such a response back on that from people who have known me for like 30 years and 40 years. Dorcas, we never knew that you like butterflies. And so what I realized with that is that I've never really shared who Dorcas is. I've shared more on this webcasting YouTube about me than I have ever shared in my life, because I just never felt like it was needed. I never felt like people don't care no way, so I'll just go ahead and keep giving. And I have given and given and given. We were blessed to have my parents, and we were blessed to have an inheritance and everything from our parents. And I just have gave away everything. And some of this stuff was because I needed to be taken care of. But if I would get money in my hand, I would give it away. My friends would give me money and they would say, Dorcas, don't give this money to nobody. So what I've had to do within this good thing that's happened to me within the 4 years of transformation, I've had to study some of my behaviors and my love language and why I do what I do. And what I found out with money is that I had resentment about money. And the reason why I had resentment about money was because I was seeking love. I think I can say this, I will say this, from my mom. And so I would want my mom to solidify me or come and see what I'm doing or be involved in some things that I had. And she would say, no, Dorcas, she wouldn't come. My mom just stayed home a lot, and she wouldn't come. And I always wanted my mom to be there. But my mom would never come, even as a little girl. But she would always give me money. And I resented that. I resented it. I resented that you're giving me money for love. And so I remember when I moved back home and I started my school, and I wanted my mom there, when I wanted her there for this and that and the other. Mom, I'm doing this. And Mom, I got the welfare to work contract. And, just all these things. I wanted my mother to be involved in my life. And my mom would say, no, Dorcas. But she would come in my room before I would go to work, because she knew that we just had money to run a school. We didn't have no extra money. And so my mom would come in the room and she would always put money on my dresser while I'm in the shower. And so when I would come out the shower, here's this money. I don't want your money. That's what I'm saying to myself. I need you. And so, but I never knew how to tell her that. And so I started resenting people giving me money or even having money, because money to me represented that thing that I needed the most that I didn't get. So I give it away. I would never ever keep money in my wallet. If I have money in my wallet, I'm going to give it away. I don't care who. I'm going to give the money away. So when I realized that your resentment is because your mom didn't give you what you were looking for, and what she gave you was money, so you really don't value money. And my dad used to tell me that all the time. But what I'm saying is that when I start dealing with my transformation and my love language, and what I need is Dorcas, I like to be touched. I like for I like to be around people. I love to laugh. I love butterfly. I mean, my life is very simple, but a lot of times I like for people to, I like to feel care. And care to me is you're going to see about me. You're going to come and see about me. It's not so much you're going to call me and see about me, but if you can, you're going to come and see about me. That's my love language, because those are the things that I do for other people. So when I start dealing with the thing about the money, what happened was I realized, okay, why you couldn't sit down and talk to your mom. And see, that's the good thing now, because 4 years later, I can understand if Dorcas, if somebody is hurting you or something is not going right in your life, you need to just tell them. And they can either rectify it or they can give you a reason. You know, I've been going to the doctor for I don't know how long, but anyway, for the 4 years, I know she would say to me, she would say, Dorcas, I need to do a physical. And physical to me in my mind was, what if there's something wrong? So every time I would go to the doctor, I felt anxiety, because I felt like, my parents died, and my brother died, my niece died, and it was always, what if something is wrong? And at the time, 3 years ago, I couldn't handle no more wrong in my life, because my mind was so messed up. So every time she would ask me, I would kind of shy away from it or wouldn't say anything at all. Now, this is the thing that I understand now with my transformation. I needed to say, you know what, Doc? I understand what you're saying, but right now, I can't handle another thing. I can't handle another thing. Now, that's where I am. That's where I was. So I couldn't handle another thing. So what I've learned about my behavior is that I don't speak up and say what's really in my heart when things are hurting me. I just let them keep hurting me. And so love is not only you loving somebody, but Dorcas, you need to let people love you back. People love Dorcas. But the only thing I couldn't understand was, how come I didn't feel loved? And when you put up a case or a wall or something in your heart, and you're feeling hurt and you're feeling heavy and down and out, these are things that will block love and hinder love. And if you just talk and tell people, then you can come out of your situations. And I know that I could have talked to my mom, and I know my mom loved me. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. And I know that my mom's thing was, I want to always make sure that my daughter has what she needs. And that she was giving me was what she thought that I need. I mean, she would buy coffee pots for our school. She'd have my dad go out and buy refrigerators, those mini refrigerators. She would make sure that me and Marty had food over there. She'd cook and have food brought to her. That was the way that she showed love. And that was her love language. So instead of me tapping into her love language, I'm looking at what I need. And sometimes we got to not only look at what we need, we have to look and see the way that people process love in their own way. And I see that even with my sister Velma. She processes love a different way than I process love. And so now I can understand different things that are going on in my life. So the thing about God, and when I say I see God differently, is because God has let me know that you not only need to see what it is you need, but you have to understand that people are giving from their love language. And if they're giving something from from their love language and it's hurting you, then you need to communicate. Period. Plain and simple. So I see God differently, and I see my walk. Oh my goodness. The transformation that has taken place in my life for these 4 years have been incredible. I mean, I'm up out of the bed, and I talk about that a lot, and I can sit up, and people don't really understand what it means when I say I can sit up, but I could only used to sit up for about 10 or 15 minutes, and my back was out. I would have to be back in the bed, laying on the walker. I can walk now. I can't. Now, I'm not saying I'm walking like, I'm still walking on a walker. Let's put it like that. But there are times that I can get up and I can go to the bathroom and I don't need my walker, or I can walk out in the kitchen, and just different things. I've used the dishwasher the whole while I've been here since '05, and now I can wash my own dishes. I can cook, I'm not a cook, and you guys know that, but it's good to me. I was telling Velma, I said, man, I cooked an omelet, and I made this omelet, and I put some mustard in it and cayenne pepper, and man, I was having a party in my mouth. And I told Velma, I said, I'm getting ready to open up a restaurant. I'm going to make me $1 million. And I said, you know what the name of it's going to be? And she was like, what, Dorcas? I said, my restaurant's going to be named Party in Your Mouth, Healthy Foods. And she was like, okay. She said, Dorcas, the party that you were having in your mouth? I said, yeah. She said, could you tell me who came? And we just started cracking up. And I said, it was just me. She said, I thought so. But I know I eat differently, but I love the way I eat. And I'm cooking these Oriental vegetables and stuff. And man, you got to come and see. It's really good. So I'll let you know when I open my restaurant. I probably never will, but it's good to me. And so I can sweep my floor. I can clean up my bathroom. Just stuff. I mean, it may take me a little bit longer, and I might have to do it a little bit different than you do it. But hey, I'm doing it, and I'm grateful for it. And so I'm excited about what has happened to me in these 4 years. And I wrote a book, and I do write. I think within the 4 years I had wrote a book. Maybe about 5 or 6 years I wrote a book, and it was called Misdiagnosed Love. And so after that I didn't write anymore. I just would write on my own, but I realized that I love to write. And my book that I just wrote, Beauty Beneath the Fat, it's only 104 pages. I wanted to keep it simple, and I just wanted to write and share with people what I felt like that transformation meant, facing yourself, accepting yourself, and transformation. And I'm telling you, do you know that I have sold and got rid of more books than I've ever did in my career? And I mean, that's even with computer books that I've written. Well, those books we gave to Welfare to Work, and then people that we train. But this is the largest amount of quantity of what we're giving. And you know what? We're still giving out books. And I'm grateful to all of you that have just supported me. And then my bed, oh my goodness. So people just was pouring in money, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to get a bed. And I told you guys about that. So anyway, I have this bed, and you should see my room. It's incredible. And so I love the way my bedroom looked, and I love the way my bed looked. And the first night that I slept in my bed, it was like I got in my bed, and it's this therapeutic bed, and my body just felt like it was thawing out. That's the only way I could say it. And it was just wonderful. But let me tell you this. When I was getting the bed, I had called this company here in Arizona, and this man answered the phone, and I asked him, I said, I was asking him about a bed, and I told him, I said, um, I'm disabled, and I need to know, can you sell me a bed without me coming there? And he told me, yeah, sure. And I said, really? He said, yeah. So this man walked me through. And this bed that I have right now is simply incredible. And my room looks beautiful. I'm still working on it. And I just got to come in here in this office and clear out some of this clutter. But the thing about where I've been is that I'm able to do more things. My hair was coming out so drastically. I'm able to wash my own hair. My hair is growing back. I'm telling you, it's just things. I was just looking here in my office because I used to wear these like beige shoes and I couldn't even tie them up. I couldn't tie those shoes up. And those were the shoes that I had Glennis tie up before I went to the doctor. Every time I went to the doctor, somebody had to tie my shoes. And so those were the shoes that after Dr. Cooper, my doctor had given me a test, trying not to mention her name because people are just calling me, who's your doctor, this, that, and the other. But anyway, those shoes, I couldn't get them tied, and so she tied those shoes for me. And I have those shoes here, and I'm going to keep those shoes because those shoes remind me of what I couldn't do. And today I looked down and I saw them here in my office, and I'm grateful. I couldn't even bend over. And do I still have weight? Absolutely. But am I still working on it? Absolutely. Do you do it all the time? Absolutely not. I haven't, when I was doing all those books and trying to get them out, I was like, Dorcas, you got to exercise. I do a little bit of something. And it's just now that I'm getting back to where I was. But am I eating and eating right? Absolutely. I have not missed breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And that is a miracle because I had an eating disorder. And I'm telling you, I would not eat I just wouldn't eat. So, and ain't no use in going back. I'm going forward. And now I'm just grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my friends that have just stood with me. And I'm talking about friends. And I found out who they were. But have just stood with me through my ups and downs. And I understand how they love me. And when I get in my bed at night, you know what I say? I say, God, I'm laying in love. And the reason why I say I'm laying in love, because the people bought that bed. You brought that bed. Even if I gave you a book, you bought it. Because 97-year-old man read the book and called back, say, tell Dorcas that the book was excellent. I'm the man in the mirror. A 93-year-old woman. I mean, people have read the book. And so these are people, and the books is still going out. And I'm like, Lord, have mercy. I need to get some more books because I'm supposed to do a book signing and just a lot of things that are going on that are great in my life. And it's all because of the things that I've went through, and not only went through, but I didn't stop there. So I always wanted my life to be an example to someone else. And I know that we're not here to stay, but if we can help somebody along the way. And I always talk about touching somebody's life. So no matter what your ups and downs are, no matter how, sometimes we feel so unworthy or we don't feel like we're worth anything, you are. You really are. And life is good. And there's really still good people around us. There really is, because God planned it that way. So you got to know that you're valued and that you're loved. And you say, but Dorcas, you don't know my struggle. I don't. I say that all the time. I don't. But this is what I can say. We're in the struggle together. Because one thing for sure is that life can be difficult at times. And I was reading in my book, it said something in my calendar about the unexpected. Be prepared for the unexpected, something like that. And I'm like, can you ever be prepared for the unexpected? If it's unexpected, I don't know. So what does it mean to be prepared for the unexpected? I was reading my calendar. I said, I don't know. Because some things come in our life that shifts our world. Some things come in our life that we will never be able to change. I get it. Not for you, but for me. So when circumstances come that are not changeable, so it looks like, then what we have to do is shift our focus so that we can adapt to something different. We don't have to stay stuck, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that's why my journey got so heavy, because I felt so stuck in a situation that I was in. I was talking to somebody on the phone that I hadn't talked to in a year or so, and I told them, I said, when people ask me, will I come and speak? Before I used to say, I'm waiting, I wouldn't tell them, but I was waiting until I could get off my walker. I said, now, you know what? If I have to go on my walker and go speak to somebody, I'm going. You know why? Because Dorcas is not her walker. I found that out. It's what's inside of Dorcas. So if you give me a chair and a desk or a seat or something, I have to sit down. I can't stand up. Not now. Maybe later. I'm coming. And see, these are the things that have changed inside of me, the transformation. And it's not always easy. Because I used to say, look at you, Dorcas, this and that. No. It's what's inside of me that counts. And so I hope you all understand Dorcas is just simply celebrating Dorcas today. I was thinking in the kitchen, and I was saying, wow, my mom would be really happy if she knew that I've been going to the doctor for these 4 years. And I've been going more than that and have not missed a doctor's appointment. And I'm at the kitchen sink washing dishes. And then I said, no, Dorcas is excited about going to the doctor and not missing a doctor's appointment. So what am I saying? Celebrate you. Maybe something little, maybe something giant. Celebrate. You know what? May 26, 2019, I celebrate Dorcas C. Chandler. And you know what else? I celebrate you for listening to me. I love you. I hope you got something out of this taping that you could take with you, that you can take on your journey. You be blessed. Dorcas C. Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. Bye-bye.